Hi, my name is Peter. Welcome back to the channel. And this is the second video of a three video series about how to choose the right property which to invest your money when it comes to buy to let. Okay. Now in the previous video, we already covered the first two criteria we're looking, and that was the capacity, how big, what house actually, like flat house, how big. So we said 3-bed house, and the second one was city. So we want the house we're buying, that 3-bed house, we want to be in a 100,000 or bigger city. We don't want it to be in the smallest town somewhere in the Welsh Valleys or somewhere in the moors. That's not what we're looking for. They're not bad properties, just not what we're looking for. Okay, so in this video we're gonna explore what's the other two, so the third and the fourth criteria we're looking for when we're choosing a property to invest in. Okay, now the third one, it's just capital appreciation. Okay, we want to make sure we're investing our money in a house that is in an area which has good capital appreciation. Okay, what I mean by that and how can you be sure? Well, the first one, the first thing, it's just come from the previous point, like just generally being in the city. Overall, through the years, whether the city is all the way down south on the south coast or it's all the way up in Scotland, overall, over the long term, any city will go roughly the same in terms of capital appreciation. So that's why we want to be firstly in a city. Okay, but when you look at the city has different suburbs. Okay, so we want to, where we're picking up our house, okay, we want our house to meet certain criteria in order to make sure it has good capital appreciation through the years. So we want to be within 5 miles of the city center. Okay, so we don't want to be, sometimes you look at the, let's say Cardiff, and you could pick up suburb that is 7-8 miles out of Cardiff. Although on paper it's still in Cardiff, it's not that desirable. Like, it's hard to get to the center. It's just, it means over the long term, this area will definitely underperform something that is 1 mile or 2 miles out of the city center. Okay, it's just the way it works. So we want to be within 5 miles from the city center. We want, where we're picking up our area, so the house we're picking up, we want the house to have good network connection. What I mean by that, if I need to get to town by bus or train, how long does it take me? Do I have to walk half an hour to the bus station, or I could just walk for 5 minutes, then catch a bus that is every half an hour? So we want to have good transport links to the city center and to other surrounding towns and cities. Ideally, we want to be sort of close-ish to a motorway, so we could go in and out. Okay, but that's just good connections. We also want to have a good local shop. What I mean by that, I'm not talking to live next to the local Morrisons. That's not what I'm saying. But ideally, you do once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks, you do your big shop. But also, at least twice a week, you just go to the local corner shop to pick up little bits and bobs. What I mean is, like, maybe you just need milk for your tea, or a loaf of bread, or you run out of butter, whatever. So you want to have a shop that is within 15-minute walk. Like, if you gotta walk half an hour to pick up milk, that's not good. That's not good. Okay, so we want to be close to a local corner shop. Okay, nothing special, just some sort of a local corner shop. Okay, and the last thing we're looking for when we basically picking up area in terms to make sure it will have a good capital appreciation over years, probably the most important, I would say, it's the area to have a good or outstanding secondary school. Okay, and why do I say secondary? Secondary, it's what attracts people more because it takes longer and people just are gonna stay longer in your house if you got a good or outstanding secondary school where your house is. So you need to be between 2 miles, no more than 2 miles, and you need to be in catchment. If my house is in an area and it's 10-minute walk to a good or even better outstanding secondary school, straight away that makes that area just go up in price over the years, because people naturally want to live there. Like most families, so remember, we're looking at buy-to-let investment, so it's going to be a family living in that house. They're going to have kids. If you have a good school, that straight away makes it attractive. More people want to live in that area, means generally the house price will go up through the years, and also you're gonna find it much easier to actually tenant it with a good family. So these are the second two. So just to recap from the previous episode, we said the first one, we want to have capacity to be 3-bed house. The second one to be in a city. We said we want to have a good capital growth. Okay, and the fourth one now, it's cash flow. We want our investment to be cash flow positive. do not buy houses that are going to be cash flow negative. What I mean by that, it's, let's say you buy a house for 300,000 somewhere down south and you charge 1,200 rent. Depending on what mortgage you pay, once you factor in all your other costs such as maintenance, insurance, voids, letting agent fees, you're actually not going to be making money. You're going to be losing money on the cash flows just looked at. So do not buy properties that are cash flow negatives. What we look for specifically, it's once we take all our expenses, okay, so our net cash flow. So let's say we got 100,000 house that is rented for £700 a month, just as an example, okay. Once we take our mortgage cost, maintenance, yeah, we've taken the insurance out and the agency fees, the letting agent fees, what is left, the net, okay, the net, let's say we got £200 left as net, I want to time that by 11 and I want to be more than 1 month of rent, okay. So if I got £200 left times 11, that's 2,200. It needs to be more than what's on 1 month rent, in which case this example, it will work straight away. But please do not buy properties that are cash flow negative, because it's not suitable most of the time, especially if things do go wrong. So that's for today. Remember there are 2 more to go. Okay, so we've got 2 more golden nuggets, 2 more rules to go through, which we're gonna cover in the next video. Thank you and see you in the next video.